Hi, I'm Jacob. Today, we're talking about death. Now, I know that might seem scary to some or taboo, but the thing is, it's important to talk about, especially in today's age, where sometimes the digital world feels just as real as this. Now, this video is going to acknowledge what's left behind from people who pass away. It's going to be a meditation on the digital footprints of those close to us, of those who are famous, very well known. Also, what comes after, what can be made, spliced from people's digital personas. So I call these topics personal ghosts, public ghosts, and manufactured ghosts. Overall, ghosts in the machine. For this project, I knew I wanted to write a song, first and foremost. So that'll be at the end of the video, combining all three topics. Now, I'm not going to get too in depth on my creative process because I don't want to slog you along, but I figured I'd touch on it. It's a funny story. I have thousands of voice memos on my phone of just unused musical ideas, so I figured I had to take one. So I found a guitar riff from 2 years ago. I just picked up, had a lingering melody. I smoothed it out, made a chorus, verses. And on a trip to Puerto Rico, I was working on the lyrics. I did a lot of the work there, and that was over March. And getting back to New Hampshire, I finished producing it, just cooped up in my room. That's pretty much the story of that. So, a meditation on the digital footprints of those left behind and everything that comes after. Personal ghosts. I'm sure some people watching definitely have had somebody pass away close to them that has left a digital footprint behind. I know I certainly have. I had a friend who passed away young, and his latest post kind of became a place to share memories in the comments. And his account in general sort of became a picture memorial, if you would. There's many different ways to remember these people close to us because of how much technology we have now. What this also means is that algorithms might bring up unwanted memories, which might make grieving more complicated, such as birthday notifications, even though the person's no longer alive. But yeah, personal ghosts.
They left the room with lights still on, hollow shells of their digital selves. Still have comments, texts, and emails. Encapsulated behind glass, footprints upon pixels, ever ingrained, stained and honored. Their story cemented, a frozen show. Memories, uninvited, from numbers behind feeds, show their face, their age, on a schedule. Plastered pictures and public eye. Videos and voices heard on standby. Was once a heart behind a profile, now's a place to mourn, weep and smile. Fly high, they say, with crosses and stars. Share stories, regrets, and how to restart.
The public ghosts. Celebrities. Famous people. How is this different than personal ghosts? Well, first of all, we have parasocial relationships where the person has millions of followers who know them, but they don't know them back. And disenfranchised grief, which is a big word, but it's really simple. It's grief that's not socially recognized. It's not socially accepted, if you will. We don't really know how to comfort a person dealing with that sort of loss. And with celebrity deaths, there's also the public's reaction. And that might be in the form of humor, satire, using their death to spark a movement, treating them as a martyr, honoring their death, disparaging them. It could go many different ways, but we never know how their legacy will be portrayed until they pass away.
Thousands of users, fans, and followers, their words shaken, broken, in disbelief. grasping a loss of a person they knew everything about, who never knew their name in return. Text thrown and torn in disarray through communities spread among online labyrinths of temporary comfort, a constant process of understanding, reconciliation, sympathy from strangers, their hearts overflowing, bereavement, bewilderment. The ones on the pedestal never knew how their legacy would be betrayed by masses, but the people choose whether they are honored, scorned, laughed upon, or used. In the end, the people choose.
Manufactured ghosts. What am I talking about? I'm talking about artificial intelligence replicating the voice of a deceased person. Now, that's a lot to come out of my mouth, but that very well might be the future. Voice cloning. The thing is, with this, it's essentially transcorporeal communication. You are speaking with the dead. They're just not fully human. It's uncanny valley. Getting their voicemails, videos with their voice, recreating it synthetically to help people mourn, to talk to them. There could be AI chatbots comprised of all of the past text data, email data of the deceased, and people can create a model that basically is remnants of this person who you can interact with. It's supposed to be a help to people mourning, grieving, who've lost their loved ones. And many people might still think it's creepy. There's ups and downs. There's ups and downs to it.
What makes a machine, aimless sputtering within, fails to run a heart? The photographs still speak. Centuries go by, and arms still stay outstretched, reaching for material existence, something to hold, something to see. What's real now is what they believe to be true. A synthetic voice, faces and colors, mimicking what's left, almost familiar. Memories, constantly changed, unfold, rearranged, molded and made. Only a quarter of who once stood. Incompleteness. The voice isn't theirs, but it's close enough. As if a tree stood bare, a rootless trunk. Phone calls with no answer, questions with no response, sent to the void, which had never felt more alive, to their restless ears and eyes, as if closure was a rainbow,
moving ever far towards the horizon, the more they approach.
Trace memories of past, static at last, we're mourning what seems. They say they will stay, but there's grief we can't shake, and ghosts through the screen. Ring bells for deceased from apps that think they still breathe. Away, away, Names, faces we know, all of them so ideology. innocence and they never left, flooded with memes. Heroes, martyrs, or fools, the people will choose. Ghosts in machines, ooh, ghosts in machines, ooh, ghosts in machines, Buds make us feel safe, make us their bait, commodities. Pay monthly and stay in an uncanny place we'll never see. What's real, but really we do. What's real is in the end we'll all be ghosts in machines, ooh, ghosts in